What up? What up? What up?
Nobody knows this. My niggas look like Moses. That's a bedroom.
What it do? What it do? What it do?
No se me day up. Suave said, I need more light. I'm looking too black.
No, I think I was the one that needed more light because mine's was fuzzy. I had to wipe my camera down the last one. My joint was mad fuzzy.
I look clear here, so I don't know, but
Yeah, yeah. I
maybe it's
look clear now. I saw the fuzziness last time. I just didn't really
okay.
think pay any.
So I got
any
two lights on me.
Yo,
Let me
look,
shine, nigga. Let me
yo,
shine.
you like this furry kid hoodie?
Nigga, you dress good. You don't gotta ask me nothing. You look like a bear,
No,
nigga.
Storm got me this for Christmas.
All right, so you look good. I like it. You know how to dress. You know how to put things together.
No, nigga, I'm just impressed. My daughter got me this for Christmas, nigga. What are you
Big up the
talking about?
storm. She didn't give me nothing for Christmas. I didn't even get my $5 for my birthday
It's good, it's
or my
good.
burger. Let's go, Mo, because I got to get out of here. Come on.
All right, come on. Yo, yo, yo.
What's popping? This is the Brooklyn Boys
Welcome back to another episode of Brooklyn Boys
Radio.
Radio.
What's good, Mo?
What it do? What it do? What it do?
I'm here, man.
It's
I'm
cold
here.
as hell in New York right now.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely brick outside, bro. And I don't even get cold. They say hoes don't get cold. I guess I'm a hoe because I don't really get cold.
Hey,
My
hey,
hands do and my feet do. You know what I'm saying?
hey.
My hands and my feet get cold. That's about it. But everything else is kind of all my
Codeine
back of my neck.
logic.
Huh?
Codeine logic.
You said what?
I said codeine logic.
Cozy logic. You stupid.
That's a codeine mindset.
That's what they say. Hoes don't get cold, bro. But
Hey,
I
it
don't
is what
know.
it is.
Yeah, I don't know. But what's good, baby? Let's jump into this, man. I know we got a lot of things to talk about.
A lot of crazy
I'm here
things
for it.
going on in the world, man. In the first year, the first week of 2025.
Yeah, I feel like Uncle Murder needs to do another wrap up right now.
You know,
It's crazy.
but let's get right into it, man. Let's get right into it. With what's the biggest thing going on in America right now, which is these California wildfires, man. That's happening out there in Cali.
Yeah. You kind of shocked me yesterday. I know y'all can't see what Mo sent me, but Mo sent me a picture, sent me a video rather. And I'm like, yo, what part of the world that's in? I thought it was like a bomb that dropped because I haven't been on social media. I took a little break off social media for a while, so haven't been on social media, and I really don't watch the news that much. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm thinking it's like Syria or somewhere, Iraq or something. I asking Mo like, where the bomb dropped? You know what I'm saying? What happened last night? I didn't hear about this. And unfortunately, he told us it was a friend of ours home that was
Well, what was his home?
what was his home. And I was so shocked when I seen it. It's unbelievable because me and Mo been to his home in California. So I'm sitting there and I can't believe what I'm seeing. And I have to keep watching the video and watching it and replaying it in my head because I didn't see a house. It looked like, if you see a tornado hit, you could tell like a tornado blew over some stuff.
Mhm. You see,
If you
you see
see
the
a fire,
debris. You see the debris.
yeah,
You see the wood. You see
wood,
the
even a
structure.
regular, even a
You see,
regular fire, and I say regular fire, preference is to say regular fire, because you see the frame of the house, you might see a burnt pillow, couch, or a bed, or a dresser. What I saw was nothing, and I could tell by the smoke in the background and the soot all over the place that it was like either a bomb drop or a furnace like burned down everything.
but the reason it looked like a bomb drop too is because it wasn't just his house, bro. It's the entire
Type
neighborhood
of
that's been
neighborhood.
burned
Yes,
down.
but and that's I was gonna get to that. So the person's in front of the house, and the only thing I noticed was the gate. But looking beyond the gate, you can see straight for however far, but no, it's just clear, and it looked like a
Wasteland.
bomb drop.
Yeah, it looks
Right?
like
That's
wasteland.
that's that's the only way I could describe it. That's a wasteland. So I'm sitting there And I haven't been on the news, so I don't know what's happened. Last night I did turn on the news for a second on CNN to watch to see this is what was going on. And I started asking people questions. Now, I want to say this, Mo. And I don't know if I'm right to say it, but this is what in my heart to say. Because, like I said, I haven't seen anything, I haven't watched anything, except for the little news clip that I saw last night for about 5 minutes. We was in Topanga at my godbrother's house in Wayne's crib. He live in the woods, and I heard Topanga was on fire too, like it's burned down too. So I understand how that can happen because where Wayne lived, remember, was up in
It's
the
in the
woods,
middle of
and
the
I was
woods.
like,
But how does that happen in the city?
That's what I'm getting to. So I'm saying to myself, you remember, I was like, yo, Wayne, you come outside at night? Like, there ain't no mountain lions out here. Like, I'm never coming outside.
All of that's
here
out there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was too nice house, but it was just too crazy.
He lived in the middle of the woods, like literally. Like
literally.
I remember, I was like, yo, Bruce, what the hell?
And it was other houses around, but this was just crazy. So I get that. My memory went back to where our friend lived at. I don't want to give out his business. Where our friend lived at.
He lives in the Pacific Palisades.
All right. And I'm going, it reminded me of Brooklyn streets, right? With trees on it. They just had, instead of regular trees, they had like palm trees.
Like Mill Basin.
Yes, like Mill Basin, basically. It looked like that. So I'm going, I don't remember no forest.
How does every single house burn down?
How does every single house?
I'll tell you
the
this.
Whole neighborhood.
What I saw, because I've seen videos, and if you watch these videos of what's going on in California, you'll more understand, because what's happening is trees are catching on fire.
Okay.
And when the trees are catching on fire, you remember it's these really tall palm trees. So now you have these lit up pieces of wood and ember that's flying all over. Then it's landing on houses, and it's causing other fires. It's causing brush fires in the backyards. It's landing on roofs, and you have to remember a lot of the roofing is like hollow wood, because there are a lot of homes that I've seen too, and even a lot of businesses where if the structure's made of brick or it's made of cement, the inside might be burnt, but the outside is still standing. You know what I mean? So what happens is, when one of these little burnt embers or whatever lands on a piece of wood and it sits there for long enough, that's another fire that happens. And plus, they were dealing with they were saying 70 mile, 80 mile per hour winds, which is having these embers travel for miles, you know. But and it's so crazy because I've seen these wildfires over the years, right? Like almost every summer, every year we see this, right? Happening in California. And I think this time it hits home and it feels different, because to see a place that I've been to multiple times, to see a place that I loved, you understand what I'm saying? Destroyed to that degree makes it hit home a lot harder.
Yeah, it makes you sit, it makes you go, it can happen to us, right?
Yes.
And even when we got off the phone yesterday, what I sent you yesterday, right after we got off the phone. You remember? From Amazon.
Because you started, you started sending me fireproof boxes to put documents in and fireproof things, because you were like, you know what?
When you said
homeboy
left his, when homeboy left his crib, he's like, all he left was his medication and
a pair of Uggs.
And I'm like, yo, what is passport, birth certificate, security, social security card, credit card? Like, what do you like? You got to replace, because he had nothing. But all those pictures, things of loved ones. So I'm like, yo, Mo, man, put this. I got me a fireproof box. I got me a fireproof envelope. And I know me, I'm always thinking about Armageddon happening. So I started trying to, you remember when Hurricane Sandy, I took that big picture and I had all the cans of food and rice, and because I'm always stacking up. But I couldn't believe that these people went through that. And then I watched the news last night for a second. So they saying the governor had a bill or passed a law where she didn't check the water levels or something like that.
There was no water. Like the hydrants were dried out, so the firefighters couldn't even fight the fires.
Couldn't fight the fires, so it was no water.
Not only that, water wasn't even coming out the faucets, so the people couldn't even fight the fires in their homes.
So, and then they said a lot of people, insurance companies,
Drop them.
drop them and won't even. What's the sense of having insurance? So we got to find legislations now to put the insurance company, hold insurance companies accountable, because
Liable.
you can't go through a major event like this and say, yo, we dropping people, or before that, see it coming, because these
But
people forecast things.
but that's the thing. Insurance is to protect you and your investment. So why is it the more probable that it is for something to happen, the less of a chance y'all are going to cover me?
So don't quote me on this, audience and people. This is something I feel in my heart, and I could be totally wrong. When I hear the governor didn't pass whatever ruling for the water, when I hear people couldn't even turn on water
Oh, don't
faucets
forget, don't
in
forget they cut I think it was $10 million from the fire department
the fire
budget too,
department. Yeah, I heard that
recently.
too. And the people couldn't turn on waters in their homes. Insurance company people won't cover the houses, so rebuild. Because I don't even know how you rebuild. That place looked like it's going to take 10 to 15 years to rebuild. All I could do is say to myself, and it's just me, and I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theory guy, but what I'm saying is, it looked like a land grab. It looked like California has way too many people, and people want the land back. And guess what? People have money and they'll pay for it. We can build it up, make it more modern in 10 to 15 years,
And
and people
charge
will come back
more.
and charge more. Because we all know
Yeah,
the
because
California state.
because not to cut you off, because if you think about it, even our friend, he's had his home for 40 years. So of course his home is paid off.
Paid off
And you have to think about how much has his home appreciated in the last 40 years, from
40
what he
years.
paid for it to
And
what it's worth now.
not only that, banks got destroyed. So all these things getting destroyed, you know, construction companies come back into play. The banks got to come. Everybody is going to be a wealth of money at some point. And I know it's probably premature to talk about that, but I think people got to look at. We always look at what's happening now, and sometimes we don't look 5, 10 steps ahead and go, why could this be happening? And I hope that's not the case. But it feels like, yo, we're gonna displace people. And it didn't matter if you're black or white. It's matter about if it's green, bro. Because to me, I seen fires. It was a fire right here by my house the other day. This looked like a war zone, bro.
Well,
It's total destruction.
in the vein of what you're saying, I'm just going to also say that the Los Angeles Police Department has confirmed that one of the 7 fires, the Kenneth Fire, I mean, one of the 5 wildfires devastating Los Angeles County, is being investigated as arson, with 1 suspect in custody. I know you haven't been on social media, but now
Mm-hmm.
what's happening is a lot of people are showing videos of people setting fires.
Yo, Mo, listen, you gotta be, and I don't want to insult nobody. Got to be stupid if you knew what was there. I don't believe that a wildfire from the
Yo,
forest
Styles,
caused
over
that, bro.
17,000 acres have burned, right? Well, right now it's over 21,000 acres have burned down. Do you know how many acres the whole island of Manhattan is? A little over 14,000. So picture the entire island of Manhattan burning down to the ground. This is what is taking place in California. And keep in mind, Malibu has burned down. The Pacific Palisades have burned down, right?
Yo, who is that at the hotel? Did it get that? Because I know our friend
Yes,
was.
Santa Monica is burning down right now, right where we were. Because they actually
That's
just put
crazy.
in an evacuation order for Santa Monica, I think yesterday. So I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this, because that's what I've been trying to find out. You know the Second Street Promenade, which is right down the block from our hotel.
Yeah.
Which was,
We used to
you know
walk over
that
there
strip where all the stores were, where we used to go to
with
Johnny Rockets, and we
Ferris wheel and all that stuff. Yeah.
no, you're talking about the Santa Monica Pier. I'm talking about, all right, where our hotel was.
Oh,
You
where the
walk down the
strip mall
block,
was at.
you make
We
a
used to go
left.
eat every morning.
Yes,
Yes, yes, yes,
you walk
yes.
to the corner, make a left, and then you make the right, and then it's that long strip of stores, Apple,
Uh-huh.
that little shopping area.
Yeah.
I'm not. Don't quote me, because I've been trying to look it up, but I think I saw a video of that entire strip burnt
I
down.
never saw a strip mall. They said a strip mall is gone. Or like Hollywood Boulevard, it was like a mall. It was gone. I don't even know. It don't even look like a mall was there, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo,
It's
man, listen, man, all my prayers and my heart goes out to all the people um in California right now. This is not for me like a black or white issue. This is just a humane issue, man. And if people are down there and they can help, and y'all people can find ways to help or send something, do that because a lot of people is displaced today, and yeah, and they need prayer and they need help. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be a long road, man, before people recover from this one, man. So we'll see what happens.
very much so. And, I just want to say, man, there's so many people who bet everything that they had or who have bet everything that they have on acquiring a piece of real estate, man. And it's their pride and joy, whether it's a condo, whether it's a home, man. And people put so much of their hearts into their home. And to see that just taken from you, like I couldn't even imagine, and if it's not covered by insurance, where you just gonna have to take that loss to the chin,
And that's crazy.
bro, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. So my heart goes out to all those people out there, man. I think every last one of us, like, whatever we can do, whether you can donate $1, donate $2, donate $5, man, every little bit counts.
Yeah,
Every
man.
little
If
bit
you,
counts.
it's smart. If you put on the screen, find like a donation place and put it on the screen where people could donate. You know what I'm saying? Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what else going on, man?
Um.
Tell me, because I don't know.
Well,
I
there's
really
been.
don't know.
I know you don't know because you haven't been on social media. You've been fasting from social media, but
Mhm.
there's been a bit of outrage,
About what?
right? There's been a bit of outrage because a Virginia pastor, they say, makes a young woman apologize in front of the congregation for getting
I
pregnant.
heard. I heard about this.
Then he
I didn't
tells
know
her.
what happened though, but I heard about something with a pastor.
Then he said that she can't have a baby shower, right? Like that's one of the consequences of her decision. Um, I don't know, man. I'm kind of torn about this. And the reason that I'm torn is, hold on one second. I want to. Her mother had actually made a statement. Let me pull this up here. Her mother Her mother said, "To everyone that's concerned, we greatly appreciate it. However, I do want you to know that you all are interrupting my peace and is causing more damage than good. You're showing up disrupting my church, my beliefs, and disrespecting my pastor. I am where I want to be and where I chose to be. We are not forced or manipulated to stand before the congregation. My daughter willingly approached the congregation and was welcomed and embraced with open arms. I stand on what I've been taught, and I'm raising my daughter to do the same. I stand with my pastor." Now, what she's referring to is a gentleman showed up at the church and pretty much was telling the pastor that they're about to protest his church and they're going to shut them down, right? My take on the situation is that gentleman that showed up at that church, if y'all are saying the pastor's a bully, you're being just as much of a bully, right? People have the right to live their life as they please. And this is one thing I don't like about social media, because even under the mother's post, I guess there were people that kind of researched her or whatever, and they said, doesn't she have 3 children out of wedlock? She's not married. Don't she got 3 different kids, by different fathers? So how dare she do this to her child? Like, she shamed her child. And my thing is, okay, is she wrong for wanting her child to do better than her? And although we may not agree, if they feel that that child shouldn't be celebrated for having a child out of wedlock, I think that that's their choice.
Well, I got a few different things. First, I want to say I want to be very careful because a lot of times what we do, we hear so many bad stories and then we don't hear good stories. Especially, they say bad news travels fast.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to the church, sometimes I'm somewhat of a church boy, you could call me. And when it comes to church, sometimes when things happen bad in the church, the news travel fast. But you don't hear about all the blessings, all the testimonies people have and they get from church, right? So there's a lot of wonderful stories in church, and sometimes we just hear the bad things that go with church. I'm listening because, like I said, I heard some whispers about the story, but I didn't have any idea what the story was about. I just heard something happened with a pastor and a female, but I didn't know what the story contains. Now, you explaining the story to me, a couple things in my mind go. One of the first thing is sometimes, not all denominations or different parts of religion. When you have confession is a private thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? But not in all. So I don't know what denomination churches is, how the church work, but I don't know. Some people get called out of church. I've seen it, right? The pastor or the bishop or the elder, they may call you out in church for some things, right? I've seen that happen. And then some things you go to God and confess yourself and you work out with you and your God. I don't know if the pastor or pastors should be more careful or change how they do things because of social media, the era that we live in, and everything could be taken out of context because people don't understand how you practice what you practice. And it's funny to me too, because we live in a society, especially in America, we pick and choose what we want people to practice on. And I'm not bringing this up, I'm only bringing this thing up because of the sake of the conversation. Somebody came to me. I was watching a cartoon yesterday, and somebody came to me, and I asked somebody this question yesterday while I was watching the cartoon. It was a cartoon in the car. I didn't know why it was in the cartoon, which just interrupted the cartoon to me. But I guess they want to make awareness. And the person, it was a teenage girl in the cartoon, and she's like, I don't know what, she said, I'm going to pick who I am. I want to be referred to as not she, not he, but they and them. So in my head, maybe it might be ignorant for me, and I'm gonna sit here and say I've heard this before, right? Non-binary, but I don't wrap my head around the whole thing, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna bring it back to the pastor situation. And I'm like, in my head, I asked the question when I'm on the phone: how can somebody be referred to as they and them? I don't. Even now, it still don't make any sense. So I said, wait a minute. If there's a camera outside and somebody shoots somebody, God forbid, you don't say they. You say he or she or that person. You know what I'm saying? You don't say they or them. So isn't they and them to me? That
Plural.
implies plural. It's more than one person, right? And then the person explained to me, nah, that's not how it go. I got training. And my training at work, we gotta, if person want to be called they and them, and I'm like, I work for myself, so I don't have to call anybody they and them. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, but I've heard it all this time, but never understood it. And the reason why I bring this up with this conversation, because the person on the other line was trying to show me why you have to respect people and how they feel, what they are, and how they feel to practice in their own life, right? And you can't go and they like, yo, my job, if you call somebody else out of that, you could get fired, you could get terminated, you could get suspended, and there's rules in place. And I told them, yo, that's a slippery slope. Because if somebody identifies as I said, so what if I go to a school today and I said I identify as a 5-year-old? Like I seen a case the other day, right? And I know I'm coming back to what we're talking about, but I just want to give you my thought process. I said, what if I identify as a teenager? It was a case the other day. Well, a guy, he looked bad young, and he went back to school to play basketball. But he was like 26, and he said he was like 17 or 16, and he
Mm-hmm.
started dating a girl in there.
Mm-hmm. I saw that.
So he identified as a young man again. Do we have a problem with that?
Yes, we
If
do, because
people,
he got arrested.
oh, he did. That's what I'm saying. But we pick and choose what people can identify with, what people could find okay. And it's going to get to a point, at some point, it's going to be some group and go, no, people should be able to identify and do as they please. And I think there has to be rules to me. But since we living in a case in a world that the doors are open, we open Pandora's box with this whole thing. then, and that's fine. You can't be then mad of how a person practiced their religion, which been around before all this stuff, right? If they practice that way and they call people out at their church, you cannot go in there and interrupt how they feel. You understand what I'm saying? You how they practice. So to me, I just feel like we opening all these boxes and then we pick and choose what we think is right to us or
Well,
to the powers that be. So
well,
I'm kind of confused about it. To me, if I was the pastor, it's cool when you do it in the church because your small congregation understands how the rules and how y'all do things. Um, but when you open your church to everybody else to see whether it was online or however they did it,
he's not the one that posted. I think one of the parishioners recorded it and posted it.
accordingly. Okay.
But I will say this: I don't think that we can't create a world based on feelings. That's number one,
But that's
right?
what we living in.
Right? Yeah, but and like you said, I think it's this scenario where we pick and choose, right? Because the truth is the world doesn't move according to black people's feelings. We've been tired of getting our asses kicked and discriminated against for years. We don't even have a
100%.
hate crime bill. You understand what I'm saying? Um, and the reason that I don't understand the outrage is because I myself can see me if my young daughter got pregnant saying to her, yo, I'm not even having a baby shower for you because I'm not going to celebrate. I'm not going to celebrate this. You understand?
Mhm.
And I think that we've just gotten to a point where we want to forsake discipline, bro. Because what that is not only is it discipline, but I think it's teaching that young lady that there are consequences to your actions. You know, you're not going to make what some may see as a mistake, and we're not going to celebrate you. We're not going to reward you for it.
Mm.
Doesn't mean we're not gonna give you the support and help when you
Support
need it,
and
because I'm
care and
sure once
love for
that
that
child is
child.
born, that congregation and that church is gonna do everything to lift that young lady up. I'm sure they're gonna help her with child care services so that she can go to school, so that she doesn't allow this to mess her life up. But at the end of the day, if you can take the support, then you should be able to take the discipline as
The
well. And
chastising to go with it.
yeah, and I think that we are coming up in a world where
Nobody want to be held accountable.
people hate accountability, bruh.
Ability. You're 100% right.
And
Nobody wants to
anyone
be
that
accountable.
holds someone accountable is either a hater or they're wrong. Like I seen so many people under the comments saying, can someone get her to do a baby registry because we're gonna do a virtual baby shower? Why? And I know I may be going a little deep with this, right? And I constantly say this, that this world is becoming a place where, as human beings, we are the most disobedient species when it comes to nature. And what is nature? Is God. And I feel like, oh, the pastor said that she's not going to have a baby shower. Well, guess what? Let's get her to do a baby. Somebody create a baby registry and let's do our own virtual, like everybody sends her gifts. And I really feel like, bro, and I understand that that's the word of a man that represents the word and the teachings of God, but I just feel like it's the total disrespect of that. You get what I'm saying?
No, 100%. Nobody wants to be disciplined, and everybody want to be renegades and do what they want, and they want their feelings to be validated all the time. You know what I mean? And America got a rude awakening coming because, like I said, people going when you go outside of this country, a lot of places don't believe in half of the things that we
Of
do,
course.
and it's
But
not even barbaric. It's just that you gonna try that thing somewhere else, and it ain't gonna work for you.
but
But what I want to do,
let me tell you
but I
what's messed up about America's culture,
but,
though,
but
is the same people that are going to tell you, don't tell me shit, you don't pay my bills, are going to be the first one to start a GoFundMe and
definitely
expect.
100.
Like,
They first ones asking for help.
it doesn't make sense.
But I want to say something too, and because I know we got to move on to the next topic. Um, I was talking to a young lady friend of mine this week, and she had told me a story about a sister. And this is for the ladies, man. And she was like, "Yo," she told her sister got pregnant. Basically, long story short, so her sister like, "Yo, you too young. You shouldn't have this baby." You know what I mean? She's like, "Yo, I'm not an abortion person, but." She's just way too young. She's like a teenager, right? And baby daddy is not around. He like disappeared. And she's saying, yo, I have a baby, and my baby is a little older now, right? And I go through hell sometimes trying to find childcare, trying to figure it out. Two things, and this is for the ladies, because y'all in control of whether you keep the baby or you don't keep the baby. And I'm not telling anybody to have an abortion. That's not what I'm doing. But I'm giving you all the options. A dude don't want to put on a rubber, don't have sex with him. If you don't want to take birth control and you don't want to be pregnant, don't have sex. Don't think because your emotions, now when you have the baby in your stomach and you're going, nah, I just want to have my baby. Yo, the father's going to be there. We always think of things of right now, how I feel right now. We never look at things 5, 10 years ahead. And she called her sister and asked her sister, hey, can you, like, I need help. I can't go to work today. Mommy can't watch my daughter. Can you watch my daughter like 3, 4 days of the week while I go to work? And her sister's like, yo, I told you this was going to happen to you. You know what I'm saying to you? And ladies, a lot of times you have the baby because you're feeling any way, you're feeling emotional, feeling attached, but you're not thinking 5, 10, 6 years ahead. And fathers, sometimes they get up and they leave, or they absentee, or you went with the wrong guy.
Or you get upset, at the dad and you push him out the baby's life, not thinking.
And you push him out the baby's life. That's a scenario too. Either don't have sex, abstain from sex, have protective sex, get yourself on birth control, or some cases you may have to exercise your right whether to keep or don't keep the baby. Because life is not easy out here being a single mother by yourself. Not saying that you can't do it. My mother did it with me and my brother. But guess what? The party stops. Real life starts to happen. You have to get a job. Some of you have to get your own apartment. Some of you want to try to get back.
And in this economy,
yes, some of you want to go date and go.
Childcare is not cheap.
I'm just telling you. So when I hear that story, I'm like, people don't be looking at the future, bro. So that's all I want to say. Ladies, be careful, man. But yeah.
You know, well, that's a great segue. I mean, for our next topic. Speaking of the ladies, a Miami woman tried to shoot her op, missed, and accidentally hit her 15-year-old daughter in the left shoulder at McDonald's drive-thru. Now, I have so many questions.
What? I'm not laughing. I'm like I said, I haven't been on social media, man. So yeah. I ain't seen nothing.
Listen, so, and there's a video. There's a video that's taking place, right? Now, I have so many questions. Now, when they say op, you know, this is the new term for anybody that you have a disagreement with. This is a woman that she literally had a disagreement with at the drive-thru. They arguing. Why are you pulling out a gun when you're with your 15-year-old daughter? That's number one.
With your 15-year-old daughter.
That's number one. Why are you pulling out a gun over a simple disagreement? That's number two.
And you a lady. I don't even see no lady. Like, girls, like, what are you doing, bro? Like, yo, ladies, I know y'all want to be independent and do all that, but you know, that's men behavior, bro. Like, I don't even see ladies.
And you know what? And that shouldn't even be men
that's
behavior.
Stupid for a man to do. Let me get that correct.
That shouldn't even be man behavior.
It shouldn't even be. That's what I'm about to say.
Because I'll tell you this.
But it's crazy to hear you said a girl did that.
Yo, bro, if I'm with my 15-year-old daughter and I got a ham on me and I get into a disagreement, unless I feel that me and my child's life is in danger, bro, I'm not backing out no hammer, bro.
Hammer? It's just time for us to go. Yo, baby, let's go.
Exactly. Because when you are with your child, sometimes you just say, this isn't worth it. Or sometimes you say, you know what, dude, you get a pass today. Because I'm with my kid.
The most important thing is to make sure your child's safety comes first. Not your anger, not how you feel, or I finally seen this person. Your child's safety is the most important thing.
This is totally in line with what we've been saying. Feelings come first.
You negate everybody else that's around you.
But this is the world that we're creating, though. This is the world that we're creating
Yeah.
without even realizing it. If your feelings are priority over every single thing, this is what you end up with.
Yeah, 100%. Like your child safety is what comes first. You shouldn't even be thinking about running down on a person. If I'm with my daughter and I see a person I got problems with, the first thing I'm doing is figuring out how to get up out of here
Bro,
first.
I was about to say, how about I turn the other way?
Yeah, I'm out there because this ain't the time and the place. Even if I seen that person with their kid, it ain't
I'm.
the time and the
It ain't the
place.
time nor place. You get a
So
pass today.
let me preface that for you gangsters out there. You see somebody with a child, it's the op. You've been looking for him for the last 3 years. He's been getting at you on the internet. You finally bump into him. He got his kid with him, or she got his kid with him in her case. You walk away. This ain't the time or place. Y'all gotta have respect for something. And then it's so crazy. All y'all
And
ready to
wait,
give it
wait,
to
not the.
somebody.
I just want to add to what you're saying because you would want that. You would hope that they would extend that same respect to you if the
Yes,
tables were
but
turned.
all this is what I'm saying. Everybody want to give it to somebody, Mo. But when your man gets shot, when your kid gets shot, everybody calling like, "Oh my God, I can't." You crying, or when you get shot, you begging God for forgiveness. Help me, Lord. Where was that same energy when you was ready to give somebody else that, or when you gave somebody else that? Now you crying for your kid when you ready to go blast somebody, shoot somebody up with them and their kid, or with you with your kid. Like, yo, that's
In a
silly. We can go to the
nutshell,
next topic.
all
That's
these
crazy.
feelings are secondary.
That's crazy. Y'all got to do better, bro. I can't even imagine no girl. I don't even want to see the video.
All
Shout
right.
out to baby girl. I hope she healing, and I hope y'all took her away from her mama. But go ahead.
Also, as well, a Virginia nurse by the name of Erin Elizabeth Ann Stratman has been arrested for breaking bones of newborn babies in the hospital NICU. Let
What's this?
me hold on. I want to give you the full breakdown. Let's see. Do I have the full breakdown? Okay. Police last week arrested a former nurse at the hospital, Erin Elizabeth Ann Stratman, and charged her with malicious wounding and felony child abuse in a November 2024 incident involving another newborn. Investigators are now looking into a total of 7 potential abuse cases at the hospital, 3 in 2024 and 4 in 2023, where she's literally just breaking newborn babies' bones for kicks.
Bro, you don't got no happy news, bro.
These are the things that are going on in the world, brother.
Why would a woman like she just going around breaking baby bones in the hospital like this? Yo, let me just break the kid bone.
And listen, what I saw on social media, it said that it was black babies. But when I looked further, I didn't see any reporting of that. That's why I left that part out.
Mental illness is wild, it's crazy. Hate is
Is that
crazy.
mental illness, or is that some
I
people
think it's a
just some
combination of
people are just
everything.
evil?
I think it's a combination of hate, evil, mental illness.
Yeah, I think we have to. That's a slippery slope, man, and I think we have to get out of the habit of attributing a, many of the malicious things that people do to mental illness, because me, I think there are things that are sacred in life, right? I think babies are sacred. You understand what I mean? And I think that when someone intentionally harms a child, bro, we have to call that what it is. That shit is evil.
Yeah, but I also think you got to be a little bit mental to even think about harming a kid or abusing a kid. Something can't be right up here, bro.
See, but maybe you see it that way because you're not evil.
That's the point.
You
Yeah,
get what I'm saying?
I feel you. I just feel like something got to, like, how do you even think about that? How do you even go in your head, like, this is cool. This is kosher to do. Like, yeah, I'm going to go break this kid's bone. Like, the baby that can't protect itself, the baby that's in one of them little heating beds in the hospital, I'm going to go and just say, yo, come here. I can't even do it with my
And I'm
hands
and
because
I'm
it's so crazy.
and I'm gonna tell you the reason I say this, right? I remember when my daughter was in the my daughter might have been in the second grade, and there was this teacher that my daughter always used to tell me about, right? And she used to say that this woman was unnecessarily mean. right?
Mm.
And she always used to tell me like, Dad, I feel like she's picking on me, and my take on it was, babe, I believe everything that you're saying, right? But unless she does something that's so intentional and brazen, there's nothing I can really say to this woman for doing her job, right? She might be riding you a little hard. But and I also used to tell my daughter, just make sure when you're in situations like this, just make sure that you do what you got to do. That person has no reason to say anything to you, right? And then months later, that teacher ended up getting fired, right? She ended up getting fired exactly for that reason, for picking on the African American children. So a lot of times just because we go through life having almost everyone's best interest at heart doesn't mean that everybody else does. And some people just do things maliciously, and I don't think it has anything to do with mental illness. Some people just have evil in their heart, man. Some people are just malicious. May it be for whatever reason. May it be because of what they went through growing up. May it be because of what they were taught culturally. May it be because of whatever reason. But some people just have malicious intent.
So I was saying something to somebody in the background, but yeah, I totally agree with you. People might just have malicious intent, but I still think something wrong with them and they rocket bros. I just can't fathom, like, where do you think of that? Like, where you get that feeling in your chest from? Like, where you get worked up? Like, I don't know how you wake up out your bed and say, "This is what I'm going to do today."
Okay, well, this next story may be mental illness.
Oh
All
my
right,
God. Yo, can we go to a happy story, bro, before
because
we
a
go to this?
man urinates on a sleeping passenger mid-flight. Shocking incident on United Airlines. Right. So now let me give you the breakdown of this. I've labeled this one plain piss. A passenger traveling in business class on United Airlines Flight 189 from San Francisco to Manila experienced a shocking incident roughly 4 hours into the flight. According to the stepdaughter, a man unexpectedly got up from his seat and began urinating on the sleeping passenger. He was asleep and buckled in and was surprised when he looked at the man and thought he was dreaming, Cornell explained. Once the man finished, realized he was soaked in urine from his stomach down. Cornell detailed that United flight attendants attempted to manage the situation by advising Gutierrez, which was the pissee, to avoid confronting the man, fearing the possibility of a violent reaction. To address the immediate aftermath, the crew provided Gutierrez with a pair of pajamas to change into. However, there was no further action taken to address the severity of the incident during the flight. Cornell expressed outrage over United Airlines' response to the ordeal, criticizing their apparent prioritization of the airline's operations over passenger well-being. They put the needs of the airline before my stepdad's health, she wrote. She described the situation as a biohazard and argued that the plane should have turned back to address the issue properly. I am so disgusted and in shock with how United Airlines handled this. What do you think?
Yo, bro, this is so much. There's so much thoughts once again going through my head. Right. First of all, the next
You in
story
a
better
deep
be happy.
sleep. You in a deep sleep, and
Yo, listen.
sometimes you think it's your dream,
Yo, Mo, listen, man.
and it's warm.
This is not to the passenger because I don't. He's the victim, but I think sometimes crazy people know who to play certain things with, bro. Because it's no way in hell you didn't say in that story he didn't get up and slap homeboy. The daughter didn't slap homeboy. Like my daughter's not even a fighter. She would have jumped on homeboy. You know what I'm saying to you? I don't know if the guy was an old guy or not. And I'm not blaming the passenger. Now to go to the pissy as you call him.
Do you think that he
What
was pissed off because he was pissed on?
was he? Was he sleepwalking? Like was he like
I can
maybe
hear
thought
you.
maybe he thought he was going to the bathroom and got up and like pissed, or this was like a deliberate. Either way, it's crazy. But was this a deliberate urinate, or did he like? You ever got up and you ever thought you was in your bed sleeping? You thought you was at the toilet. You're like, oh, that happened to me one time. I thought I was in my bed. I thought I was at the toilet and I urinated on myself in the bed. Maybe he was sleepwalking. Like I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
So do you think he was pissed off because he was pissed on?
Yo, bro, I just want to know, was he sleepwalking? Like, you know how you like was it deliberate? Deliberate? pee or was he sleepwalking? Like, you ever been in your bed at night?
You know what's so crazy to me? Is that the last story you went straight to mental illness. Now, this guy that did something crazy,
Because I can't
you looking
believe,
for every excuse
yeah,
other than mental
because
illness.
I'm trying, yeah, listen, it's probably mental illness again, but I'm trying to figure out, fathom in my head, why would you do that? And I want to say this. It had to be a flight to the Netherlands. It couldn't be a flight to Jamaica or Haiti
Or
or
Miami
Africa.
during
You know
Carnival or
why?
Memorial Day weekend.
You know why? Because United Airlines would have had to shut down the flight. Because if I was on that flight and I was, y'all still got this nigga on the plane, I'd probably I'd have been going off the whole plane ride for the nigga that got peed on. You understand what I'm saying to you? For homeboy that got peed on, I'd have been going off, Mo. Like the
Yeah,
passengers are saying nobody.
that level of disrespect is crazy, bro.
It's crazy. Diabolical, bro. Go to the next story, bro. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Come on, give me something happy, bro.
Okay,
Come on,
here's something happy.
2024, roll it again, because all we got is snake eyes of 24.
Here's something happy for you. Walmart
Okay,
is selling an $80 Hermes Birkin knockoff that looks just like the Hermes Birkin bag. The
buy it,
long-standing status symbol. People are
buy it,
calling it the Walmart working bag, and it looks just like
buy
the
it,
Birkin.
buy it. Yo, listen, I was
People are
watching this thing.
outraged. People are outraged over this, and I don't understand why. Because probably 60% of the Birkins that are out there fake any
Right.
goddamn way.
Anyway, but I'm telling you to buy it. I was watching this thing the other day, and it was like a secret camera, and they had mad stores, mad designer stores. Do you know they bootleg their own stuff?
I'm sure.
And they put it out there. They may do a patch different. So you go out there and you're gonna buy something for $35,000, and they selling it to somebody else for $200. Yo, go buy the bag, bro. If bag work, if it's working, it's efficient. Go buy the bag. I told somebody today, people get too caught up into these material things all the time. I'm not telling you can't dress nice. I'm not telling you can't have nice stuff. But when you can't do nothing with that nice stuff and you can't sell it and you can't make no real money off of it and you can't die with it, you can't buy a house with it, it doesn't mean nothing.
Yeah.
So you'll spend a whole bunch of money on some stuff and can't do nothing with it. Everybody should be able to live in their form of luxury, whether it's Birkin level or whether it's Walmart level. Do what you feel like is for you. The clothes don't
Pick
make
your
the man. The
poison.
man makes the clothes.
Pick your
That's
poison.
where I'm at with it. Just look good and make sure you wash your behind, because I hate a funky person. But go ahead.
Well, I'm sure you didn't see this.
It's good.
Mark Zuckerberg announced that there will be new Instagram and Facebook policies.
Okay, what's
No
that about?
more fact checkers. Meta has announced. So there are no more fact checkers. On Instagram, you post a post, then they tell you this post is this, blah, 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 because fact checkers have researched it and figured out that, this is false. There will be no more fact checkers. Now, Instagram and Facebook will be like X, where they will rely on community notes. So basically, people reporting that this right here is offensive.
So wait a minute. So people can say what they want to say now.
Freedom of speech.
Ain't like the pandemic.
Freedom of speech.
Where people was telling you the virus wasn't no good.
Yes, there
and
will be
cutting them off of
no
Instagram.
more of that. Freedom of speech is now returning to Facebook and Instagram.
I like that.
And they're basically saying,
I do like it, because I think you still gotta. I think you can't take everything off of these apps. You got to take them with a grain of salt, and you got to go do your own research to make sure you know what you're talking about. So it's gonna let people work, and I'm not mad at that. And I did see right before I got off of social media, they now, like, when people put I don't know what it's called, when people put stuff on the bottom of the video to tell you what the video about.
Notes.
What they call
notes.
Those notes, and people click on those things. Facebook is now and YouTube is now getting rid of all that. So if your video says it's about spoons and you're talking about a fish bowl.
Oh, you're talking about the bait and switch.
The bait, yes. I seen that. I read that the other day. I was like,
yeah.
So for clickbait, you have people just be clickbaiting because they see what they say on the story. I get caught a lot of that on Google. Like, people be like, yo, this is the new movie coming out with this. And then it be something else.
Well, I just want to say that these changes to Meta come just before President-elect Donald Trump is set to take office. Trump and other Republicans have lambasted Zuckerberg and Meta for what they view as censorship of right-wing voices. Fact checkers have been too politically biased and have destroyed more trust than they've created, Zuckerberg said in a video announcing the new policy Tuesday. What started as a movement to be more inclusive has increasingly been used to shut down opinions and shut out people with different ideas, and it's gone too far. So what
Can I
Mark
say something real
Zuckerberg
quick?
also said in the video,
Go ahead.
hold on, what Mark Zuckerberg also said in the video is, I think the whole LGBT mob thing where you can't speak about anything, that's no longer as well.
Listen, what's happening, Mark Zuckerberg has proven once again he's a great businessman.
Trump is
There's a
coming in
new
office.
president coming. There's a new sheriff in town.
Exactly.
And he playing ball with the sheriff. Because
Exactly.
he don't want the sheriff. And I'm not a
He don't
Trump
want that
supporter.
smoke. He don't want that smoke.
He don't want the smoke, bro. He don't want policies to shut his thing down, and he playing ball with the new sheriff in town. So guess what? A lot of people gonna get in line. It's a new sheriff in town. And guess what? In 4 years, if Trump is out and somebody said, "Yo, we need fact checking,"
It
it'll
may
be
go
right back
back.
again.
Well, let's move on. Let's move on. TikTok reportedly plans to shut down platform on January 19th if the Supreme Court does not block or delay law forcing the sale of the app. So there's a countdown. TikTok may be shutting down
But it
within the
might come.
next week and a couple of
Yeah,
days.
but it might come back the 21st because I seen Trump right before I left saying that he trying to stop it from being shut down. So the 21st, when the inauguration happened, Trump probably come back in and save TikTok because he said he feel like TikTok help him win the election, especially with the younger vote.
Well,
So,
I also saw that one of the guys from Shark Tank was saying that he was putting together an investment group and they may be looking to buy TikTok. So who knows? And lastly, in our world news, Kamala Harris announces a new federal rule that will eliminate past due medical bills from credit scores. So I guess Joe and Kamala are trying to go out with a bang.
that's good. That's good.
That's good
I hate
news.
when you see you got all these credit stuff when people got credit stuff on their credit from their medical. I don't even think that should be a part of nothing. So people go through things, and the medical community is. I'm trying to give them a good word because I didn't want to curse this now, but they some effed up people.
Yeah, but
They
I think
charge people.
I think it's a contradiction. And the reason I think it's a contradiction, right? It's one thing
Mhm.
for me to go buy a car when I knew I couldn't afford it, right? It's one thing for me to charge clothes or something, a luxury on my credit card when I knew I couldn't afford it. But if my life is in jeopardy as far as my
Jeopardy.
health is concerned and I go get medical attention and I couldn't afford it, is that really my fault? Was
It's
I
not
supposed
your
to just
fault.
let myself die?
It's not your fault, and they shouldn't use
It's
that
not
against you.
irresponsible. There's nothing irresponsible about that.
And guess what? It's not our fault that we live in a country that doesn't help us with medical bills at all, doesn't give us free health care, doesn't care about the people. So this is a step in the right direction. Shout out to Kamala and Joe Biden for that. Like you said, going out with a bang.
Let's move on to our celebrity news. Celebrity news, celebrity news,
Let's
celebrity
do
news.
it.
Ice Spice's Y2K Deluxe album, I'm Just a Girl, sells only 4.8 thousand units in its first week. What do you think about that?
Sound like she ain't got no spice no more.
Do you think that as she loses the weight, she loses her fans?
Listen, man, we live in a microwave time period. Get it while you hot, because you won't be hot for long. The ice really melts fast out here, bro. Her
Now
ice
wasn't
has melted. She
now
had a hot
wasn't there a
summer.
time? Wasn't there a time in the music industry that as an artist that who's that big and has that kind of buzz that if you sold 4.8 thousand in your first week, you were getting dropped by your label?
Listen, she had a buzz, and now her buzz is gone. I never thought Ice Spice was gonna be a career artist like a Nicki Minaj, somebody that could be around for a while, or Beyonce. It was a gimmick. It was gonna be around for now. I think cash out, make enough money as you can, and hope you put her money and invest it in the right places. And the next Ice Spice is coming.
Well, it's funny that you bring up Nicki Minaj because Billboard lists Drake and Nicki Minaj as the biggest male and female artists of the 21st century. Do you agree, Styles?
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know too many artists that's bigger than Nicki Minaj and Drake. I would tell you Beyonce maybe as a female. Rihanna ain't been out in so
Well,
long.
Beyonce isn't a female hip hop artist.
Oh, okay. So yeah, there's no artist. I don't think there's any artist bigger than Nicki Minaj in the last 10 years than her. Only person that come close in the last 10 years is maybe Cardi, and I don't even think it's even that close. I think Cardi's big in her own right, but not as big as Nicki. And I don't know another artist. This whole Drake and Kendrick debate. I was laughing the other day. Kendrick definitely won the battle, but I tell people, I was in the car and we was driving, and we drove through like 3 or 4 different states, like the radio change, and I must have heard about, at least, no exaggeration, at least 12 Drake records in like 4 hours with each station. Like each station played, I was in say like 2 places, like 2 hours of each place or 3 hours, like 6 records of each Drake record. I must have heard Kendrick Lamar once or twice on each of those stations. So when you think about Drake, he still get played at a clip more than half of the artists that's out here. So I can believe that.
Okay. Well, also in celebrity news, Megan Thee Stallion has been granted a 5-year civil harassment restraining order against Tory Lanez. She says she hasn't been at peace since she was shot. It's kind of confusing to me because the man's in jail. Why do you need a restraining order against him?
I never understood. I told you a couple weeks ago. I think Tory has the right to reach out to talk to anybody about his truth. I don't. He wasn't reaching out to Megan directly saying anything to her. So I don't know why it was a restraint with that. I think Megan has the right to tell her story from her standpoint. Because then, if that's the case, Tory should say he's feeling harassed because she's telling everybody I'm guilty.
But I
And
think,
if he feels like he's not guilty and the courts was wrong, he has the right to reach out to any bloggers or any other website to say his side of the story. He's
but
fighting for vindication for his life.
I also think that she's blaming Tory for what other people may be saying. I think she's blaming Tory, but for other people's take on the situation. I mean, some people feel he's innocent, some people feel he's guilty, and I think a lot of people who think that he's innocent are coming at her neck. And I think that she's blaming Tory for that. I mean, the man is locked away in jail. I don't understand why you need a restraining order against him.
I wonder if both of them could do this over, how would they do it differently?
Mm.
I wonder if she would go this far, because I think her career diminished from this. I think her handlers, her people done a great job of trying to keep her in front, but I think Megan was bigger before the Tory thing, and I think
Yeah,
Tory was bigger as well before this whole thing. I wonder how they would play this whole situation differently. So it's just sad and unfortunate for both of them. And listen, I hope they could get past this and both uh get some peace from it, however they choose to get peace from it.
also, as well, 26-year-old Paris Jackson reveals that she's 5 years sober after fighting heroin and alcohol addiction. Heroin? Really?
Oh,
One thing I could say is, man, although there's a lot of struggle in the hood, and although, you go through a lot of hardships, one thing that you get out of the hood, bro, at least in the time when we was growing up, is it anything more than marijuana? Makes you a crackhead. If somebody offered you some dope, you'd be like, "What? If you don't get the hell out my
yeah, I'm
face!"
not putting no needles in me. But I just think Michael Jackson left them with too much money and not enough responsible things in order. So it's bound to happen. When you got idle time, I tell people all the time, if you don't have something creative to do and you just sitting around, you're gonna find something
So you
not
think at
creative to do.
26 years old, if Michael Jackson would have handed you all that money, you'd have went and did dope too. That's what you're telling me.
I think people would have found other vices or other things to do. I think if you give that's why you see a lot of ball players, they spend on their money, they waste their money, they get
See,
6'5" baby mamas. I think
see,
things happen.
I can agree with you, but I can agree with you to a certain degree because once again, I'll take it back to the way that I grew up culturally, because our culture is much different. Hardcore drugs is just something that, no, bro, it's not happening for me. Okay, maybe some marijuana, maybe alcohol. Okay, but heroin, yo, bro,
Yeah,
that's a
but you got to
that's a
remember
whole
those.
different
So
animal, man.
when I talk about the ball players, there's things in line that you can't. They stop getting their money if they playing ball, if they taking certain type of drugs, right? But then you take an average kid who's living in a community where they drug of choice is maybe some marijuana, then it's some ecstasy, maybe some coke to party with, and then it gets higher and higher, and you have the money to support the habit, and things happen to you. You don't have no real responsibility, and things are gonna happen. But listen, the bigger
Okay,
picture. The bigger
So
thing is,
basically, Styles is a dope fiend that hasn't happened yet. Once the success comes, I'm gonna have to take this guy to a rehab. I
listen,
understand.
I'm glad she got herself clean and she found ever other ways.
Okay. And guess what? And on the other end of that spectrum, Kodak Black says everybody in the world does drugs. He said everybody getting high while waiting until they die.
What was that
Bars.
Kodak dance he was doing? Kodak need
I'm
high.
sorry, Kodak.
Kodak
Everybody
need
don't
help.
get high, bro. You're probably high right now, and that's why you're saying that.
Yeah.
You're
I don't
tripping.
even drink, bro. I never even tried weed, so I don't know, man. I can't, Kodak. I can't agree with you.
And you've been asking for some good news, right?
Yes, please, please, good news.
Here we go. Drum roll. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Trey the Truth's daughter has been returned after being kidnapped by her
Oh, that's
mother
so dope.
for 4 months.
What they did with the mama?
They got her from the Mexican border, and guess what they said? The mother's location is unknown.
So what? They just let her go at the Mexican border and the mother stayed in Mexico?
I guess the mother's location is unknown. How convenient.
Well, I'm glad about he
Well,
got
but
his
I'm
daughter
glad that
back.
he got his daughter back.
Yeah, congratulations to that man.
But once again, stop letting women escape accountability. I think they need to find her and lock her ass up.
I agree, 100%.
Um, and this is kind of transitioning from our celebrity news to our relationship news because this story right here is a little bit of both. Are you aware who Cynthia Bailey is? You know, from the Real Housewives?
Yeah, yeah. I don't really
You,
follow up with it, but I know the
yeah,
face.
she was married to Peter. Well, Cynthia Bailey reveals that she was on a dating app and she was dumped by an 80-year-old billionaire after the first date. She had began ordering decorations for his Paris home when this had occurred. So basically, Cynthia Bailey met this 80-year-old man on a dating app. Turns out he's a billionaire. He had homes in Miami, Beverly Hills, Paris. He had homes all over. They went on one date. She said she thought the date was amazing. She thought that they had a good time. And he literally texted her not too long after and was like, hey, think you're a great person, but, this basically just isn't for me. She was very disappointed because, as she stated, she wasn't trying to mess this up because this was her opportunity to become a billionaire wife. She had already begun buying decorations for his Paris home. So this kind of blindsided her. Now, Cynthia Bailey, I would tell you the fact that you went on one date with this man and already started plotting and buying decorations for the Paris home is a red flag. And that man did not become a billionaire being stupid. So guess what? He probably saw the bullshit coming and said, nope, not me. And the fact that you stated that you were like on your best behavior because this was your opportunity to become a billionaire wife proves that you were in it for the wrong reason.
Well, what I like to say is, because Cynthia Bailey tell me what app that was, because I didn't know the apps out here had billionaires on them. So maybe I can
Well,
find
I guess they do. All you got to do is throw on a wig.
yeah, I
Because there are
never
more
do.
male billionaires than female billionaires.
Oh,
So throw on a
that way.
wig
Well, I
and
ain't
go
going
on
that
the
way.
throw on a
But
wig and go on the
so
woman's side, and you can find your billionaire, bro.
yeah, nah, maybe I can find a millionaire. How about that? I didn't know they was on the apps like this. I didn't even know that existed. But okay. But listen, man, the entitlement of some people, man, and I think what I hate is these people are putting out the wrong things for young women to see, for young women to aspire after. The other day, when I was on social media, I seen a young woman break up with a guy because he didn't want to get her nails done on the first date.
That's actually one of our relationship topics.
Okay, cool. So I
So
seen that, and
don't even
I
go into you can go right into that. You can go right
so
into that.
yeah, so I seen the lady, and she was like, "Yo, listen." Basically, she was on the phone
Well,
taping
she
the
blocked him.
conversation.
She blocked him. Woman
Blocked him, yeah,
blocks a
but
man and calls him sassy for not wanting to pay to get her nails done for the
yeah,
first
so
date. Is
she
this
was
a
on
new
the
requirement or is she wrong?
so she was on the phone. And she like, yeah, so I'm gonna get ready, I'm gonna see you later. I'm about to get my nails done. He said, all right, cool. So what time basically you want to get up and like he just talk like shooting the
She
breeze
was
with her.
like, "You're not gonna
She's
offer
like,
to pay
hold up,
for it."
you're not gonna pay for my nails. You're not gonna even ask me if I need my nails done. Yo, if you need somebody to pay your nails to get your nails done, pay for your nails to get done on your first date, I think dudes get dodge a crazy bullet because That was just a problem, bro. And if she tried to bark on him and stand on something like she was in the right, if you that broke and don't have nothing going for you, let me tell you something. 2025, I don't want no woman around me, no woman in my life that comes to me with nothing. Because guess what? When they come with you with nothing, they're gonna expect to take what you got or leave. When they leave, they're gonna expect to leave with what you
They
got.
may come with
If,
nothing, but they're not leaving with nothing. That's what you
so
say.
if she wants everything from you, I want women that's equally yoked with me, and either up here in your head, in your heart, and in your pocket. If you can't take care of certain responsibilities on your own, and you need somebody to take care of you, you can't get your hair done. You can't get your nails. And I'm not saying a man shouldn't help out or give you something, but if you can't do that for yourself and you need me to do it as a requirement, there's a problem. You can have that to yourself, and we good. I don't need you in my life. Listen, the little bit that I got, I don't need to. I don't need to feel like somebody's only want me for it or want to take it from me. That's not it. I want somebody who's equally matched with me in that behavior where they want to make sure that I'm good and I'm making sure they're good. If it's all about you, like Cynthia Bailey, I don't want that. If it's all about you, Neil Lady, I don't want that.
Nail
Dude, escape,
lady.
dodge a great bullet, bounce.
So you know what? What I take from what you just said is, and it makes a lot of sense. A woman, even if a woman is willing to come with nothing, she ain't willing to leave with nothing. So if she ain't leaving with nothing, guess where that something's coming from?
It's coming from you.
All right. Now I got a question for you. I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm. I got like 2 more minutes. Let's go.
All right. Is it a man's exactly? Because I got one more question after this. Is it a man's responsibility to give his woman a place to live if she can't handle her bills? How long should she have to get back on her feet? And is it permanent from that point, right? The reason I ask is because there's a young lady who was in a relationship with her boyfriend for almost a year. She
Mm-hmm.
became unemployed, couldn't afford her bills, and was headed towards being homeless. He owned a 3-bedroom house in a nice neighborhood, had a good job and a business. He refused to let her come stay with him. She said he sat there and let me struggle, and I'm not with that. So she ghosted him. So do you think that it's a man's responsibility to give his woman a place to live if she can't handle her bills? How
I got a
long
two
should
part.
she
I got a
have to
two
get
part
back on her
answer for
feet?
this.
How long should she have to get back on her feet? And if she moves in, is it permanent from that point?
I got a two-part answer for this. The first part, ladies ain't gonna like. Well, let me say the first. Let me change my first part. If you're dating someone and y'all seriously dating, and you know the person is going through some hard times, I don't whether you're a man or a woman. I think if that's your person, then you should help your person as best ways you can. I don't know if the living thing, if you're not ready to live with somebody, you shouldn't live with somebody if you're not ready to live with somebody, because that's just a
Set
recipe
up
for
for failure.
disaster,
It's a setup for
right?
failure.
If you can help out with the bills of help find an apartment, then you might need to help her with that. If she got to stay with you for a couple of weeks until she get figure that out, yes. But y'all should have conversation and communication on what that looks like and what's the time frame in that.
But
I
but
don't
what
care
if
what.
what if she's unemployed and she cannot afford? She can't
Yeah,
afford
but
another place.
you can't.
Are
You're
you
not gonna
gonna
be
either
unemployed
pay the
forever.
rent
You ain't gonna be
or
unemployed forever. You gotta look for a job. You gotta figure it out, right? And that's go for a man and a woman. Now, the other part I'm gonna say, ladies probably don't agree with is a lot of ladies talk this independent. I'm an independent woman. I'm gonna get this. I don't need nobody. I'm gonna do this. You can't want independence. Sometimes I feel like ladies want their cake and eat it too. You want to make all the money. You want to be independent as possible, but then you still want help from somebody else. And as a man, me being a man and being an independent black man and doing what I got to do, I don't move with my hand out to any woman or any other man. I don't ask for nothing like that. So there's a certain je ne sais quoi, there's a certain principle, there's a certain responsibility for me to move a certain way. And I think a lot of ladies, they want their cake, they want to make their money, they don't want to share their money. What they say? My money is my money and his
and
money
your
is my
money is
money.
my money?
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man.
And that right there is coming from the mouth of Styles. All right, we got like 30 seconds to cover this last thing. A young woman asks, why is it that when a man is hitting it from the back, they lift their shirt up? I can answer that easily.
That's
It's
easy. Go
because
ahead.
we want
Go
to
ahead.
see the view of the booty and all of that. It's as simple as that.
And I
Your
don't want to
take?
mess my shirt up.
All right, there you go. And with that said, this has been another episode of Brooklyn Boys
Brooklyn Boys
Radio. Shout out to the
Radio.
Wood Stacey,
Shout out to everybody.
Shanice,
Shanice,
Tanisha,
Ada,
Ada, Tico Forever. Shout out Swizzle.
who else? We got Suave, Denisha, Peter, and Jose. Yeah, there we go.
And with
And
that
my man
said,
Dre. Shout
y'all
out to
see the
Dre.
bridge. Brooklyn,
We out.
out.